Well, I should be saying good morning, good morning. But some of you are probably going to bed. Some of you should be asleep. Welcome, beautiful souls, to Maya Abod. Maya Abod is probably the higher end of retreat hotel. And you can stay in Bali for $10 a night in a beautiful home. And then there's so many people that share their rooms. I think you can stay even cheaper at some. And then it goes up. Where I am is really reasonable. Brilliant, in fact. So mine costs me 700, 800, something like that for the month. It's fantastic. The room is massive, and the facilities are brilliant. It's called Park, spelled P-A-R-Q. Now, if you want peace and tranquility, don't go to the park. If you want people walking up and down, pretending they're very wealthy and rich and trying to, show off and trying to look amazing and trying to, build up their influencership, don't go there. Now, some people have asked me, why do you always go to nice locations, the expensive locations? Do you want to be rich? Is that what it's about? This is what was said of me of a friend the other day. And I said, a long time ago, when I was programmed by the system, I was led to believe that rich people are horrible. Sorry, I'm just going to have to turn this around just to show you. Just above there, there's a little squirrel right next to me. Anyway, sorry. The squirrels, you see, even the squirrel has been led there, so I'm disrupting my conversation. Little bugger. So, I'm just kidding. So, I used to say to people when asked anything about rich, wealthy people, my programming from my family and people around me, the rich, they hurt people, they stand on people, they're nasty, they're money grabbers, they're thieves. That was the program. And at 38, I had to break free from that program. I came to Spain and I had to unlearn everything that I was programmed to believe. So when you come to meet certain people from around the world and you start doing healing sessions on wealthy, really, really, really wealthy, I'm talking about. I'm not talking about millionaires. I'm talking about real wealth. You see, it's a different level. And I'm not talking about the Bill Gates. I'm not talking about Jeff Bezos. I'm talking about human beings, people like you and I, who either have accumulated wealth by whatever it is, or it's the nouveau riche, they call it. That's the new wealth. People have come into it because they created something or they did something or whatever it is. But I'm talking real wealth, not the wealth me and you would strive to achieve. I'm talking about real wealth that you couldn't even imagine, and those that have had it passed down through generation to generation. My point being, when I go to the Four Seasons, the energy there is like it is here in Maya. We're in they purchased the best energy they can afford, so they've got the best location meaning energy, frequency, so you heal quicker. Secondly, and a lot of people are not going to like this, but I can put my bag anywhere. Anywhere. I go to the toilet. If I've drunk a coconut, I go to the toilet 5 times, 6 times. Do you think I'm thinking or worried about my bag? Do you think in the Four Seasons people are walking up and down taking videos of themselves all day long? I'm talking about that wealth that I'm talking about. Do you think they come over and want to be nosy in my business and looking at me? And you know, the reason why is because when you've got that kind of wealth, you don't even think about anything, because it's just the wealth that you've got. So you don't need to prove anything, which they're not trying to. They're very quiet and, you know, respectful, totally respectful. So I have no problems when I go to places like that, and I don't interact with people there at the Four Seasons. I don't interact with anybody. Nobody interacts with me. People leave you to whatever you're doing, and I don't have to worry about my bag. I don't have to worry about anything, because I don't know, maybe they have a respect that some people don't. So there's some of the reasons that might piss you off why I'm saying it, but it's the truth. It's the truth. If I left my bag in the centre of a bud somewhere, there could be well, I'd be thinking about it. I could tell you that now. Shit, I've just left my bag in the toilets, and I'd be a little bit worried. Of course I would. So there's some of the reasons. At one time I would have been angry at that. At one time I would have been, in my program, I would have been fighting with that. I would have been arguing, and I would have been saying that's wrong, and you're full of shit, and you're a snob, and you're this and that. And since coming to these places and telling you, look, you know, I can't really afford these places, which I can, and I wouldn't pay the kind of money that they pay anyway, because I have to work hard for my money. These people, yeah, they probably work hard, but they've probably got mega wealth that things like this doesn't even affect them, don't even think about it. Well, me, I have to think about where I'm staying and how much I'm paying. So I come here because I know it might sound cheeky to a lot of people, but it isn't, and I encourage you to come to places like this and have a coffee. So this morning I've come here, I got a Bali coffee, I got a coconut, and that's it. I had my muesli at the park. It comes in jars. They make it in the morning, and like 65. It's about two or 3 euros. I have that. I took a photo of a tea that I've been drinking there, and again, these are the things that you've got to understand about Bali. Bali's been hijacked with, and so has most other countries, been hijacked with poison. And they don't really, the Balinese, I don't think, have a palate anymore. They don't have taste. They don't have the taste buds. I think they've gone. So they have to fill everything with sugar. And they don't know about sugar. They have no clue. They just know that they need to put sugar in because it tastes better, which actually kills your taste buds completely. So I asked for a dragon mint tea. So it came, and I said, no honey on the side, please. And they, oh yeah, no honey. So they put it down, and I tasted it. I don't know whether it's that I haven't. Anyway, it tasted sweet, man. And I'm like trying to say to myself, it must be the dragon fruit. And I'm like, nah, this doesn't make any sense. And I said, did you put honey in here? And they went, no honey, no honey, no honey. We know you don't want no honey. I says, will you taste it? And the guy behind the bar tasted it, and the other guy next to him says, oh, that's because it's mixed with the tea, the dragon fruit tea is mixed with sugar already. No, why? Another thing I've learned, I'm teaching you, because if you come here, you just need to be aware of all of this. Apparently, the Bali coffee that I like to drink is not 100% organic black coffee, ground beans. They actually add this is what I've been told, they actually add ground rice into it. So everything is cheap, everything is filled with sugar. So you have to be careful. Mind you, if you like sugar, then this is your paradise. This is a paradise. I remember going to Thailand to visit the elephants, and we were in Chiang Mai, and we went to Chiang Rai. But Chiang Mai, where the elephants are, of Lek, just look her up, L-E-K, Lek, the elephant sanctuary. But they have water buffalo, and they have 500 dogs, and yeah, she does a great job taking care of the abused elephants. While we were there, we decided to do a cooking class, and of course we wanted to learn how to cook certain meals. So there were, I think, 3 meals or 4 meals that they were going to teach us to cook. So the first meal was pad thai. So you would think that the pasta they use, you boil the pasta, and then to make the sauce, pad thai sauce, you have 3 heapfuls from your hand of sugar that goes into a pan. Then red curry and green curry, guess what? 3 or 4 heaps of sugar that goes into it. So you soon realize that the world has been infiltrated by sugar, and the less sugar you have, the more healthier you become. Sugar is like giving rat poison to rats. And you would say to me, well, I've been taking sugar all my life, I'm fine. I would say to you, you're fine because you don't know what health is. So your body is resilient, and it fights every day towards healing your body. You live, probably, if you're having sugar every day and you eat cakes every day, you're probably living in an acid body, and your body has to work even harder. If you're living, and I know people are saying it's all bullshit now, but whether you call it acid or alkaline, I believe that if you put sugar in your body, you're living in a poisoned body. I'm not bothered about acid or alkaline, but I'm just saying you're living in a living in a body that is, your body is fighting to try and heal and trying to clear the poison out of your body, which is called sugar. One thing you might be saying is, well, hang on a minute, you eat loads of fruit. I do eat lots of fruit, but Mother Nature made fruit so that we can digest it in a certain way. And fruit sugars are completely different from man-made, refined poison sugar. And the reaction in your body is completely different, and how your body absorbs it is completely different. And fruit sugars, the absorption and change into energy, which it does, is a natural process in the body. With poison sugar, which is man-made, you'll find that it's like all poisons, like all drugs, they give you a high and a low. Fruits don't give you a high or a low, they just give you the electricity and the energy that is needed through the day. So cheers to that. There is a reason why we are flooded with sugar, and sugar is everywhere in the world. Just like there's a reason why they flood fluoridated water. It's a form of dumbing down. It's a form of addiction. And of course you all know that it feeds the worst diseases in your body. If you're free from sugar in your body, poisoned, manufactured, government approved sugar, you are probably living in a toxic body, and your body is going to age quicker. You're going to look older. Your body parts are going to struggle because it's got the wrong fuel in there. It's just something to think about. And I'm not telling you to quit sugar, because you probably won't be able to, because you're an addict. You're addicted to sugar. And it might take you 10 years. That's realistic. It might take you 10 years. It took me 7 years. Now I don't need sugar. And when I taste sugar, it's revolting. And because I had that drink this morning, a bit of it, and tasted it, I can feel my tongue kind of, it's a sensation like you've just burnt your tongue with a hot drink just at the tip. And that's when you know you've put sugar in your body. That's how now I've become so sensitive to the poison, whereas before my body was fighting it and it was getting used to the poison. But I had a chat with Ole, and Ole said things like that doesn't bother him. And that's fine. That's okay. That's his personal experience. I've had the same conversations with clients lying down in hospital, where they used to say to me, I'm fine. I've been doing it every day and I'm fine. And then I have to go to the hospital because their body's just given up. And they're either got a few weeks to live, or they realise that their whole life has to change now because of what they said they were fine with. Like, your body can only take so much, guys. Do I believe wholeheartedly that by taking poison and thinking it's not poison, it's going to be, spiritually speaking, if you think it's all fine, then your body's going to be fine? Well, I wouldn't test it. And I've never met one person who said they would. Okay, then take this poison. Take it, swallow it. If you think that you can, if what you're saying is real, then yeah, take this poison, drink it and see what happens. By the way, it'll kill you straight away. No, it won't. Well, it's poison, mate. It's arsenic. Yeah, well, I'm not that stupid. Well, what's the difference then if you're not that stupid? Well, this isn't poison, but it is poison. It's just a slow kill. It's a slow kill poison. This is a quick kill poison. If you really mean it, then you wouldn't have no issues taking the quick kill, because whatever you put in your mouth, you just say it with love and healing, and it's all perfect and it's healthy. But I do believe that there is definitely something in that, because if it is true, and what they said about the laboratory where they were injecting rabbits with a certain product that they wanted to use on people or whatever, or whatever they do with animals, they injected the same poison into I don't know, let's say it was 20 rabbits, and 10 of the rabbits survived. And they were curious to why that happened, and they realized that when injected, whoever was injecting them, the person started stroking these. They were in a different section, and they were stroking them with lots of love. And the ones that got stroked survived. The ones that just got injected and thrown back into the cage died. And I honestly believe that there is truth in this. But again, it's like everything else. Balance. So here's the thing. What do you think? Because I believe in simplicity, and what's right is right, and it just feels right or it feels wrong. If somebody says to you, look, I just eat anything and I don't worry about it and I'm fine and my body's fine, okay? Or somebody says to you, well, you know, certain things aren't very good for you, so it's probably better if you don't have too much sugar and you try and eat fruit and vegetables and healthy grains and nuts and seeds, all what Mother Nature gave you, and the reality is that your body will probably heal and survive. I don't know, I'm going to go with the second one. And at the same time, I'm going to do the same thing when I'm eating that. Appreciate it, think of loving thoughts and enjoy every single mouthful and each piece of fruit that I'm eating, feel it and understand what it does to the body and say thank you for it. So yeah, I go for the second one. That's just me though. There are some people in this world, like my friend Paul Dyson, who has a steel armoured body. He literally is made of steel inside. So what he puts into his body is something that I'm in shock. You know, every morning he has Cadbury's Kit Kat. That's his breakfast every morning. He's in his 70s. He eats canned baked beans and all the stuff that, you know, white bread, Warburton's white bread, and, you know, just, he's never ill. He's never been ill. Never been ill in his life and in his 70s. So, again, when I speak about these things, I talk about it in a way that we're not all the same. So, it's an interesting observations, that's all. You don't have to do anything. You keep going with your life and do whatever you want to do. There shouldn't be fear put into you. It's just a way of thinking a little bit differently. And, you know, why is it that, you know, some of my friends, quite a lot of them, look 10 years older than me. They say it to me. They say, you've changed. How was that? And I'm like, well, it might have something to do with my lifestyle. You know, I love my job, which isn't a job to me anymore. I've rejected all family and so-called friends who just abused and ridiculed. They've gone. The friends who are in my life are very few, but are very loving and love me for who I am. And I love them back for who they are, with no judgment. The food that I eat now, I'm keeping well away from all poison. I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't go out and buy fancy clothes, I'm not in debt. I hire a car, I didn't buy a car, I hire one to claim against the criminal tax organisation. And I save up once a year to go to Bali and enjoy a beautiful month in Bali, which I've tried to do. Well, I can't do it every year, but, you know, save. And then when I'm ready to go, I go to Bali and enjoy the time that I'm there. I work on healing myself daily. I work on trying to clear the past pain and suffering that I went through, as all of us do. And I try and forgive all that happened in my life, but most of all try and understand why it happened and how I've turned out, and was it beneficial, and have I turned out in a better mode than when I was younger? What did I do to become better? How did I strengthen myself? How do I look at outlook in life now? Do I suffer with bitterness, anger, jealousy, fear, rage? So looking at myself, these are the things that I would tell a friend if they ask me. And it's a lot to take in for that person. And they'll probably look at me as if, yeah, is he okay? Is something wrong with him? But some of my friends, you know, when I went to England, did look at me and say, wow, really interesting. That's really interesting, Mark. And some of my friends said, you're not going to believe this, but I've got crystals in my pocket. You're not going to believe this, but I've started walking this new path of understanding what you're saying. It's starting to make sense to me now. So some get it, some are ready to walk it, and some aren't. And that's okay. Nobody said walking a path that I walk is easy. In fact, it isn't easy. It's probably easier walking the path that I used to walk chasing my tail, never having time to speak to anybody, rushing to try and pay the bills, running around for everybody. I don't know. I'm just kidding. I don't mean that at all, because most of us are just programmed to do it, and it's hard to break free from the program. And that is exactly why I say to you guys that everything, if you're looking and you're wondering why your family are still in the program, if you're looking and wondering why people just still don't get it, that football players are falling down dead and nobody's questioning it, it is because of all what I say, all the poisons that they're poisoning us with. Every poison they can get into our body, they will do. They will use it from an external. They'll use it internally. They'll stab you with it. They'll make you drink it. They'll do everything they can to poison your body, not just with liquids, not with powders, but with programmed fear, energy, frequency, constantly 24/7, distracting you from who you truly are, the nature of why you're here. Did you see that? Have you seen that post? I don't trust anything these days, but did you see the post about the guy who passed away in 2000 and I don't know, 9, something like that? He bought an island. Did you ever read about that? He bought an island for $8,000 and he planted 15,000 trees, and one day the Prince of Saudi Arabia offered him 50 million, and he said, no, I don't want people walking on here. I don't want tourists, rich tourists coming on here. This is going to be kept as a nature reserve and appreciated by anybody to come. But so it became classified as a protected island. I think it's the Seychelles. I could be I'm banging. I probably got it all wrong. But my point being is our path, our journey. Why are we here? I mean, if anything, because I wrote on the post that I saw. Now that is purpose. That's purpose. Most of us don't even know what our purpose is, let alone finding it. Isn't that beautiful? Now, it could be made up, so don't hold me to it, but what a lovely way to think about that as a metaphor, finding your purpose. And, I've had companies come to me wanting to buy my crystal website, and I'm like, you wouldn't come to me and ask me if you knew who I was, so be gone with you. I've had Chinese companies, I've had different companies, not interested, stay away, go away, because they'd just bastardize it, they'd rape it, they'd cheat people, they'd lie, and it's all about the money. Get on with you, go on with you, scumbags. And that's what I'm like when people do that. You don't come into, you don't know me. You just look at the figures, you look at that I'm all over the internet because I've worked bloody hard for it. So yeah, let's just jump on his back. Let's piggyback. That's why I can't stand people who I literally really can't stand people who are just out to see an opportunity in somebody. I hate that. Hate it. Just low life. Scumbag. That's what you are. Go away. Go. I have so much admiration for people who work hard, who see a vision and work at it. My son, like my greatest hero, the lad had a rundown place, proper rundown, falling to pieces, and the young lad buys himself a few second-hand mats for the floor because he wants to teach people martial arts, and his family told him they're not coming, nobody's coming. And after working in I don't know where he was working. It was a company that was, and there's nothing wrong at all, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with working in a factory, but he worked all day in the factory, working with, I don't know what it was, packing, wrapping and packing, and then at 5 o'clock he'd go to his rundown place and he'd wait for people to come in, and nobody come for weeks. Nobody come. Nobody was coming in. Nobody came. But he persisted. He believed in his dream. Most people would have walked out of that a long time ago. Most people would have walked away, just like what I did. Most people, most people what I did would have walked away. Gave up. People give up. In fact, give anybody an excuse to give up something and they'll give up. Give anybody an excuse and they'll give up. But his vision, his dream was more powerful. And he stayed. And then a client came, wanted to learn. And then another one because of what he taught. And then that guy went out and told somebody else. And told 3 or 4 people, and then it started to grow. And more people came. And every time he got a bit more money, he bought another mat. And he bought another mat. And he continued doing the same thing. Far more powerful than my story. Far more powerful. And if you go to Nico Bajerski, just tap and have a look. That is something to be admired. Mine was easier. I had a little tiny shop called run by angels, and when I was married to Susie, she had Tickle Pink, so we had a shop each. We decided to open a shop each, and I remember clearing a shop out in Fuengirola, and it was an angel shop, because I don't know, I passed by and saw it was closing down. And I remember going into this lady and saying, "Are you selling everything?" She said, "Yeah." I said, do you want to sell me everything? I'll buy it all off you." So she came up with a price, and I couldn't afford all of it. But I spoke to Phil in the village and I said, "Do you want to come in with me?" So we went down and we bought everything. He bought all the big crystals. I wasn't into crystals, but I got some other crystals, and I got a deck of Doreen Virtue angel cards. And I remember, I didn't know anything about angel cards or out, but I just clicked and thought, wow, wouldn't it be a good idea to get a table like this, put a spooky, as you do, as you think, a crystal ball and all that, and get a purple material and get these cards and open them out face down so you don't know what it says, and then choose a card. That's how it started with me. So people would choose a card of the day, angel card of the day, and they'd read it and they might not understand it, and they'd come up to me and ask me what it meant, and I just started talking, and then they'd say, "Hang on a minute, how do you know I've got a sister or a brother, or how do you know I've got a dog? Where does it say it in the card? I have got a dog, how do you know I've got a dog?" And I'm like, "Oh, I don't know." That's how it started with me, with the cards. So what I meant by that was I had it easy, because people used to start coming for readings, and then this lady told me I healed her, who was a teacher. I'm like, I didn't heal her, but what she said just blew me away. What could be more beautiful than healing somebody and not know that you healed them? Isn't that the most beautiful form of healing? That was just the penny drop moment that just blew me away. And then I went to the mentor that I'd just started, who just happened to pass by one day, and I just mentioned to her, I said, "What is healing?" So she started doing some stuff, which she was absolutely right what she said, and to be fair, she wasn't a healer. But what she said was absolutely right. You can only do two things when you're healing somebody. You can either heal them or you do nothing. And that stuck with me as well. And no truer words have said. So I like, okay, I didn't really know what she was doing, but I'm going to start looking into this. So I started looking into it, and then I eventually started learning how to heal and understand energy and healing. And from there, people would come for a reading but say that they felt they were healed, even though I didn't do anything. And then every time I opened the shop up in the morning, there were, not queues, but quite a lot of people coming through the day. And I wasn't able to sell much in the shop because I was too busy doing readings and natural healing without me even knowing, apparently. So I became that busy that the decision was made to shut down the little shop, sell it, and we sold the shop, and I opened up a little room upstairs in Tickle Pink, and the rest is history. But my journey was easier in the sense that I didn't have to wait for people to come and didn't hope that people would come. I think that's even harder, to believe in that vision, that dream, for it happening natural and people were just coming all day long. So that's why I said my son is my hero, and so is my daughter. Yeah, my heroes are my son and my daughter for sure. So waffled on for long enough. I am wishing you all a lovely day. I just wanted to just jump on, like Nico's other dad used to like to say, cheeky. Let's have another cheeky one, meaning a beer. I don't drink beer. Every now and again I'll have a little bit, but nah, I'm not really bothered about the stuff. Alcohol, not anymore. Not so much at all. If I can help it, keep it away from me. But anyway, it is what it is. I'm wishing you a lovely day. Sound like a right old fart. Don't drink, don't smoke. What do you really do? Work with crystals. Yeah. And I'm drinking organic, natural, fresh coconut water, which is so amazing. You talk about electrolytes. Oh my God, it's so beautiful and sweet, but it doesn't taste like fake sweet. It tastes like natural sweet. You can't explain it unless you understand the difference. Is so powerful. It doesn't affect you in a negative way. You don't lose your taste buds. It's just another taste. Whereas fake sugar kills your taste. It kills everything. Just like fake colorings, fake dyes, fake flavoring. It's all there to mess you up, completely mess you up. So there you go. Job done. I shall be leaving on a jet plane. Don't know when I'll be back again. I've loved it. It's been such a joy and delight being here. I hope you've enjoyed the journey with me. The beautiful, beautiful jungle. Hey, it's a jungle out there. Be careful. Some beautiful, beautiful birds. The sounds of some of the birds are absolutely gorgeous. The swifts flying around. Hey, did you know? I didn't know this, but apparently albatross, which is the biggest bird, well, I think it's the wingspan. Anyway, the albatross, apparently, I thought it was swift and swallows that stayed in the air for something like so many months. Is it like 9 months of their life? They just fly in the air. But apparently the albatross beats that. Apparently the albatross doesn't land for, is it some years? Can't even imagine that, can you? Isn't that fascinating? All right, guys. I'm wishing you all a lovely day. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say. I'm nothing else to say really, other than thank you very much for being with me here in Bali. I hope you've enjoyed some of just the taste and the understanding of Bali. I like to be honest about Bali. I don't sugarcoat. Ha! I don't sugarcoat nothing. Just that in itself, sugarcoating. That expression is actually like we're lying, we're covering up. Yeah, doesn't that make sense? Sugarcoating, yeah, exactly. That's what sugar does. It's a lie. It's a fraud. It's a cheat. It's not the real thing. But we've had a lovely chat and we haven't been interrupted. It's been a blessing that it's just been joyful. Okay, a little bit of noise now, but no, it's been joyful. It's been lovely. What a lovely way to finish the Bali trip. I'll see you back in Spain. I'll see you back in the Pure Energy Healing Academy, hopefully to share some beautiful prototype crystals that are ready there waiting. Worked on the Moldavites, 150 Moldavites are in my bag there. Worked on them. Oh no, the pact. I worked on them last night till 1:30, so they're just about ready. Yeah, they're maybe another hour when I get back to the academy, and then I'll do a video on those Moldavites and have a chat and upload them for you to appreciate that amazing energy comes off that. Today I'm wearing Moldavite and beautiful Vivianite. What a great combination. What a beautiful combination. Gorgeous. So I guess before I go, any questions? Any last requests, gringo? Yeah, I'll have a Texan bar, because a man's got to chew what a man's got to chew. Or was that Yorkie? I can't remember. Anything to say, guys? Positive, please. Any questions before I vamo? That's kind of like a vamo. In Andalusia, where I am, it's kind of everything is slang. So vamo means go. I go, vamo. Will you be getting any raw rubylite tourmalines? I don't know. I've asked. I put out a request probably 6 months ago and nothing has been found as yet. So I don't push any of my buyers to get anything, but I do put requests out there. Most of my requests on a monthly basis is raw, please. I like more raw, but it's not that easy because a lot of the pieces are a lot bigger, so it's hard to get raw smaller pieces, but I put it out there. So I'll ask again today. I'll send a message again. Yeah, I've got 750 mixed crystals on their way to my academy, so you're going to see some beautiful crystals on the website soon. Mark, will you be getting any sapphire stones? Again, it depends which sapphire stones you mean. You mean real gem quality sapphires? That is a no. I had one, put it on the website. it didn't sell. It was cut and polished. It was €1,500. It's not my kind of work, but if you're talking about sapphire garnet, the garnets, I shall again put the word out there and ask. You're talking about the garnet ones which are cut and polished. Gerald Salente onto the Richie Allen show and talk about peace and freedom event. Richie isn't a big advocate for events, and I can understand why, but I shall mention it to him, cross my heart, hope to die, stick a needle in my eye. I will send him a message today and ask him would he consider getting Gerald onto the show to talk about that. I will promise I'll do that. Any more Pakistan Ruby? No, unfortunately not at the moment. I've asked for that 3 or 4 times, but I'll continue to try and get some more. Sometimes whenever I get certain crystals, I might get 10 or 15 of them. That's all we can get, and there's nothing else, just nothing else comes in. So I get excited about certain crystals that I've been asking for 5 years, 10 years, still haven't got them. Unless you go to the mine, unless the guys go to the mine, and sometimes it's challenging even that. There's the rights and mines, and they don't let people anywhere near, and it's just sometimes difficult for those who work with. It's easier to just say, what have you got? What have you got today? And then I look through and say, yeah, I'd like them, but yeah, I'm listening to you. I promise you I'm listening. I will make a request, Lady G, I'll make a request and ask for the sapphire garnets. Please, could I have a few? I'll do that today. I promise I'll do that today. Welcome, Paul. You're welcome. Any requests are always really appreciated at info@markbajerski.com. I have a full-time member of staff who works on info@markbajerski.com. So basically they deal with all our requests, and we do get many requests for crystals, and we act on that. I normally have a meeting at least once a week, and anything that we consider to be important from you, we sit and talk about it as a team. So, you know, we do look at everything. We look at all aspects. We try to get, we try and work towards the first thing that we tried to work towards over the years was the service, the website, the service, and the aftercare service, and the delivery time. We tried so hard, and we've worked at it, and it's an ongoing thing, and we do our best every day to try and get, like, some of the girls can be poorly, and yet somebody will shoot in to try and get your order done that morning, so when DHL comes, it gets shipped before I was doing well. Before I was just cracking on and selling a few crystals every day. I'd wrap and pack myself, and it was important for me to get them to the post office, so that was my job for many years. Wrap the crystals, pack the crystals, go to the post office and send them. DHL, I just literally couldn't afford DHL. I just couldn't do it back then. So it would be the best we had was the postal service that did tracking. So that was the best service. Now, the way we've come to where we have a deal with DHL, and that deal with DHL is like They come every single day. Can you imagine getting DHL to come to you every single day? That in itself is, for me, a big thing. We don't have to go to any offices. So they come every day at round about 1 o'clock, which is amazing. It means that the girls don't have to get up. They don't have to drive down to Fuengirola. They don't have to fill out the forms. They don't have to do anything like that. That saves time. It saves money, loads of money to us. I mean, like paying somebody a full-time wage to do that, or half a day's wage. So that we consider that to be flipping amazing. So yeah, we do our best because we offer free delivery. And what we mean by free delivery is that if it's under 120, you get the postal service free delivery. So sometimes it can take, like squirrels backing it, it can take 2 weeks sometimes. But if you add an extra £8 onto that order, you get DHL. So we are losing in a sense, but we're gaining because it costs us more, but you get the product quicker and you're happier. So it wins. So we hope that the more products that we send a day, then it's a bit like one shop turns over 50,000 a year, say. The turnover is 50,000 a year, but the profit margin is, let's say, after paying all the taxes and wages, is 20%. So the 20% of the 50,000 is their profit. Now imagine having 20 shops all doing the same. That's how big companies make money. They have hundreds and hundreds of shops. So if they have 1,000 shops, if each shop a day makes £100 profit, then that's just £100. You can't live on that. But if you've got 1,000 shops all making £100, do you see where I'm coming from? So we try and think the more sales we get, even though the profits aren't as big, there's more sales. So then it works out. So that's how we work. Sorry guys, I've got to go. It's a lovely day. I'm going to get off. I'm wishing you all a lovely, lovely day. Take care of yourself. Bye.